they got number 1 and they got the answer as 5. That's wrong, correct? So you just mark it, and then number 2, and we'll grade them all the way down through. Some of them I'll probably allow.
Teachers, pardon the interruption. Would all juniors L through Z please go to the elementary cafeteria for pictures? Again, juniors L through Z, I'm sorry, go to the elementary cafeteria for pictures.
When we get finished, it's 25 total points. You're going to count up how many they got correct. Hopefully, it's going to be easier to count up how many they got wrong, and then subtract that from 25. And that's the number you're going to write here. So if that's the only one that this person missed, then they would get 24 out of 25. Does everybody understand all that? Somebody think they can grade 2?
I can. I already graded others.
And you'll have to help me out in your books. Number 1. Number 1 says change that to a what? A decimal. So all you do is divide. So 3/7. Somebody grab their calculator. What's 3 divided by 7? Point what? How many places did they want us to go out this time? Thousands. So that's tenths, hundreds, thousands. 3 places behind decimal. So what's the answer? 29. 429. Is that right?
So, if they put a,
We're gonna give it to you.
Grading the other person's paper.
so if they put a 0 in front of the decimal, is that still?
If they put 0 in front of it, there's nothing wrong with that. Does anybody know why there's a 0 in front of the decimal? Sort of a placeholder. It's more for the calculator than it is for
So
anything
that's,
else.
That's still right though?
It's still correct.
Okay.
If they put 4289 or 4285, whatever, all right. They just didn't round it off to the correct place. Now, when we start dealing with money, you put that extra 5 there, what's going to happen? It's marked wrong.
If you put that extra 8, you get your extra money. You're only 2 places.
It's supposed to go out 3. Number 2. Number 2 said, we got to rush through this a little bit. 7/8. What's that as a decimal?
0.875.
875. Number 3. These they want you to change to a fraction. Again, your calculator will do it for you. When do we ever change something from a decimal to a fraction? Not very often. All right? But there's certain decimals that you should know what they are as fractions, and certain fractions you should know what they are as decimals. Like 1/2. What's 1/2 as a decimal? 0.50, 0.5. What's 0.5 as a fraction? 1/2. You should know that. 1/4. What's 1/4 as a decimal? 0.25. What is 0.25 as a fraction then? 1/4. What's 3/4? 0.75. So 0.75 as a fraction is 3/4. Some of those you should just know. And some others you should start to know. Like anytime you have 5 in the denominator, 1/5 is 0.2. 2/5, guess what it is? 0.4. So on, so on, so on. Alright? Others that you should know, does anybody know what 1/3 is as a decimal? 0.3, and it repeats. 3, 3, 3, 3. What's 2/3 as a decimal? 0.6, and it repeats. Those you should know probably. Anytime you have 9 in the denominator, so if I have something like 1/9, anytime 9's in the denominator, all that's going to happen, that top number is just going to repeat. So it's going to be 0.1, 1. Guess what 2/9 is? 0.22222, so on and so on. Those are all things that you should know. So number 3, what did anybody come up with for number 3 is a fraction? I think it was 2/5, wasn't it? 0.4, it's 2/5. We just said that over there. Number 4, changing it, the whole number is 7, and then 41/50. So again, we don't do that very often, so if you miss those, I wouldn't probably yell at you or anything.
I wouldn't die.
Right. Number 5, what's 5 say to do?
I'll give you, change those percent to this.
Percent to a decimal. Anytime we're changing a percent to a decimal, if I just give you 23%, where's the decimal at? After the 3, it's at the end, and you bump it 2 places to the left. So this one, what is it? Number 5. What did it say to start with?
That's right.
37.5, so we bump it 2 places to the left. Did I say right a second ago? I meant to say left. You bump it 2 places to the left. So what's it come out to be? 0.375, number 6. 0.09, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Number 7. What's 7 say to do? Change the decimal to percent. So if we have a decimal, 0.23, and we want to change it to a percent, instead of bumping it 2 places to the left, we're going to bump it 2 places to the right. Always 2 places one way or the other. So what's the answer to number 7? 85%. Number 8. What is it? 7%. Please don't make that 70%, or make sure you make it, you bump it the correct number of places each time. Number 9, what's it say to do? Same thing, or is it different?
Same thing,
30%. How about number 10?
Same thing, 155. Not the same.
2 places, right? Is it all right to have more than 100%?
Yeah. I mean, you could be more than that if you think you're better.
You can't be more than 100% of yourself, but if I say
Adam and Dylan together is 25.
they're about 50% total. If I say a nickel, if I give you a nickel there and I say I'm going to pay you 150% of what I have laying on this desk, that means I'm going to pay you more than a nickel by an extra 50%. Number 11, what's it say? Fractions to a decimal, so you're just dividing again. What'd they give us? 13/50, what's that come out to be? 0.26, is that right? Number 12. What was number 12? 1/2, what's that as a decimal? 0.5.
They said around these to the nearest thousand.
They want them to the nearest thousands. If they just put this, that's fine. If they added the zeros on there to make it in the thousands place, that's also fine.
That's perfect.
Number 13.
Fractions to decimals to the
Nearest
nearest
100?
100.
Oh, I did mine wrong then.
Right. I think we're just gonna get the points. I don't like
You better be marking it.
one.
Am I gonna have to do like we did in 3rd grade and make you put your name on there? Number 13. Comes out like 0.89, is that right? I thought he just told me the nearest 100.
Yeah, but we're gonna put. Said yeah.
13 still thousandths, so he lied to me, so it should be 0.88, 9.
8, 9. I don't know where I'm You're such an idiot.
I thought you said 14, Jeff.
14.
Now it's,
Now it's nearest hundreds.
yeah, point eight.
So 2 places. So 0.8, or if you added the 0 on there, that's fine also.
You didn't do
15, does it say the same thing? What's 15? 5/9. Again, 5/9. What's 5/9 going to be if you divide it on your calculator? It's going to be 0.5, and what's it going to do? Just keep repeating. So 0.5, 6. What's 16 say?
Just do the board.
16, same thing, or is it something different?
The same thing.
What's it? 1/3. We just said, what's 1/3? 0.33. 17. Is it different?
Yeah, change decimal to a fraction.
Decimal to a fraction again. These are the ones. How many of these are there? 3 of them.
They reduce the lowest term.
Change the decimal to a fraction. Again, these 3. You know the main ones. Those are the ones I'd be concerned with. What did anybody get for 17? 3/8. Everybody agree with that? Again, your calculator will do it for you if you do
Sorry
that.
for the interruption, with sophomores.
18.
A through J, go have your pictures taken
What is it?
in the elementary cafeteria.
1/20. 19. Got-
14,
You got a whole number there, so 14 and 7/20.
What if they like just kept it like one big fraction?
I'd probably do that. Somebody help me out. What's 14 times 20? Grab your calculator. What's 14 times 20?
280.
280. Add 7 to that.
Teachers, excuse the interruption, I need the following students to report to the pictures.
Okay.
Fletcher Davies,
If they left it
Tristan
that way,
Gross.
that's all right.
Heavenly Gayhart, Dylan Herman, Alyssa Ibera,
Dylan Mackley.
Shelby Kingsley,
About half of
Tyler
them
Lesh.
don't even hear it 'cause they don't.
Adam Miller, Lillian McNabb, Jacob Miller,
Number 20.
Emily Blanc.
Let's say on 20.
Bo Buckley, Sierra Allison, Connor Stover, Bryce Thompson,
What's
Gary
34% as a decimal?
Hayden Toothman, Draken Utley, and Colton Van Winkle. I need you to report to the camera at this time. Thank you.
0.34, is that right?
Yeah.
21.
8.17.
8.17. 22, what's it?
0.011.
Don't tell me the 0 in front, just say the rest of it.
0.011.
0.011, is that right?
Yep.
23,
35%.
35%.
They did it with the percent.
Just put it on there for them. Make sure you're putting percents if you're changing it to a percent. 24, 1.6%, everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
25,
412.5.
say it again?
412.5.
So 412.5%, is that right?
Yeah.
Again, count up how many they missed. It's out of 25. You want the number correct over 25.
Skylar, did you just not want to do 3 and 4?
Huh?
Did you just not want to do 3 and 4?
You have
No, we
mine?
skipped them. We skipped 3.
I mean, I have it now that Bo left.
Oh, I have
We
yours.
skipped 3
I
and
just
4.
thought that was kind of funny.
If you have
Doing that
3 of
quick.
But no, yeah, I skipped that.
So I say we should put the answers to decimals. They should have to mark their answer. And, Mr. Ebersole. I say we should put their answers in decimal form, so they have to get their answer back in fractions form.
So if they got,
Elijah, do you know how to do that?
No.
divide, don't you?
Yeah, I know. Well, then, yeah, actually, I do not do that, because I just did it for like 3
Thank you. So you want to do that? You want to put a decimal answer? Just put, how many correct out of 25?
Math is just hard, Mr. Ebersole.
No, they get it.
Just gotta focus. You get it.
I've
So
struggled
you
since
did get
I
it?
was
Yeah.
like
What the heck, I was really careful. He did it, not that third.
Adam, will you do me a favor? Will you tell Emmy there's page 111 and what was it, 111, 114 or something? What was
It
the
was
last?
113.
Oh, 111 and 113.
Will you tell her what the problems were and everything?
Like, okay, so,
Page,
like-
page 111.
Page 111 was 4 through 9 and 15 through 20. And then page 113 was 5 through 11. What'd I get, Skylar? Skylar, what'd I get?
23. I did accidentally mark 4 wrong,
What'd I
or
miss?
number 4 wrong,
You missed number 9.
but you did get it right. I read it wrong.
What was number 9?
Number 9, 30%,
What'd I miss?
39, or it looks like a 9.
I don't know. Mark it right.
It very looks like 9.
What?
Yeah, it's.
I don't know, bring it here. Let me see. Run.
Tell Mr. Ebersole brings it. I already gave mine back there.
Am I just supposed to like run through Mr. Ebersole?
Yes.
Do I have everybody's?
Playlist wrong.
Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
If I don't have it, it's gonna be a 0.
Uh-oh.
Front row.
Not my paper.
Oh,
Not my paper.
Did you tell him you're a senior?
Yeah, they don't know what's going on down here.
can't hear what.
No, they-
Who's yelling?
Yours, I have no idea, there's just a bunch of freshmen running around.
Looks like he just woke up.
Well,
What was that?
my pencils came off there. That's what happened.
Get out your notes, start writing this down. We got a test coming up after this section. Well, you guys are acting, we should probably just take it today, shouldn't we?
Oh, you're still using it, that's fine.
Alright, so, we'll do the notes today, then we'll do the test. Today also.
Today?
Yeah, if everybody don't start focusing a little bit.
Hey, you don't shut up.
Oh, and you focused?
Yeah.
A lot.
Focus on the focus.
I was wrong when I said it earlier, Dylan. I think there'll be fewer than this in here by the halfway through the year. That's what I'm worried about.
Not me. Is that what I'm doing?
Appreciate that, Dylan.
What is that supposed to mean?
Do I need to start calling you anymore?
What is that supposed to mean?
He said you could.
Get out of your truck, come in.
I don't know where you're
I just sits in his truck every day.
Well, I get here by 7:30, I'm like, oh, the other day I wanted to come in here about 8.
Instead of coming in 3 minutes late,
Well, I
he
fell
comes in.
asleep in the truck, and I slept out there at 8:52 or 8:48. Like, oh shit, yeah, I gotta get in here.
Graduated commission, again, on the test, when we do take the test, I'll probably let you use your binders. So whatever you have written down in it, be a good thing. Graduated commission is a commission that offers different rates for different sales levels. This is probably the hardest thing that we've done so far this year. And it's not really hard, it just takes quite a bit of work. All a graduated commission is when you work at a place and they say, okay, if you sell $100, we'll give you this percentage of your sales. If you sell $200, we'll give you a higher percentage. If you sell $300, we'll give you even a higher percentage on that stuff, and so on and so on. That's a graduated commission. Sometimes you'll be at a job, and it's not really a graduated commission, but it's sort of the same idea. You'll have a job, and you'll get a raise according, or you get paid more according to how much you get done, or you get a raise according to how long you've worked the job. So you might work there 5 years and get a $10 raise, but if you work there 20 years, you get like a $40 raise or something.
What about
or a bonus maybe that might be considered. This is section
Dad
one.
just always talks about money.
If you have a, you know, more, if you're doing something where you're selling something, if you have more sales, you might get a bonus. You know, they might just say, instead of giving you a graduated commission, they might say, all right, if you sell over $10,000 this month, we're gonna give you a bonus at the end of the month.
That'd be cool.
My wife got a bonus, which is about the stupidest thing. She got a bonus of like $1,400 or something the other day, and it was just, they give you a bonus if you stay at the job. But the stupid thing is, they give her the bonus at the start of the year, and they give everybody that bonus. Well,
You can just stay there for the year and debt.
but you have to pay it back if you leave the job.
That's right, I already owe a lot of people money.
That's what I thought when she told me. I thought, well, that's sort of dumb of them, because person quits on them, they're probably not gonna pay them back anyway. They're gonna have to search them down and
But how they-
sue them and
How can
everything.
they do that if they already give them the money?
How can I quit?
Exactly, you get the money, you quit, how can they come back after you if it's already in your bank?
Because that's part of the contract that they signed was, here, we gave you this money because you're gonna stay here all year, but if you quit, you gotta pay it back to us, which,
I see.
again, is stupid to me.
Just stay there another year and then quit.
Or just-
Then they give you a bonus at the start of next year.
Or you can fake your death. Or just give you one at the end of the year, like.
Yeah, they just do it at the end of the year and then.
All right, this example. I'll tell you what. Go ahead and copy this down, because I want something in your notes there. So copy this, I'll give you a minute or two.
Irene.
Like we gotta write the whole thing
It's good you can read, Elijah. You ought to thank your English teacher today for
Not Miss
teaching you that.
Martin.
I was glad they're gonna thank Miss Wolf.
Not Miss Martin, that's for sure.
Write this, I just want you to write it down so you have an example of how to do it there in your notes. Usually I don't make you write down all these examples, probably wouldn't hurt some of the times, but these are a little tougher. So when we do take the test over this, you'll have something right there explaining to you how to do it. A lot of times if you get paid on commission, especially graduated commission, the people who get paid this way might not be the greatest at math. So you're not gonna know if the company's cheating you or not anyway, probably about half the time, unless you know how to figure it out. And they're counting on that, I'm sure. If they figure it up wrong, they're counting on the fact that, John's not gonna know how to do it anyway, so he's never gonna know that we screwed him out of some money.
We should take me off of that. I could, no, it's jobs ministry. Look at the checking.
Oh, I just hit the knee on the floor.
Do we need to write the table down?
Yeah, you should. We're actually gonna add another column to the table. Mine's gonna have to be on the left-hand side. You might wanna put yours on the right-hand side. So, because it'll just make more sense to be the total out that way.
Oh.
So I'm gonna add it here. I'm gonna add another column right here with each of these lines.
Oh, you said column, bro.
I'm an idiot.
All right, I'm gonna add this here, Yours, you could probably put on the right-hand side instead because it'd make more sense. And this is how much, money you made for each thing as we do each one. And we probably add another box down here because we're gonna have to have at the end, total.
You know who taught me that? Mr. Wyndham.
That's the only thing you can talk about.
Taught me a lot. Taught me that.
All I ever remember is he said I was making my double.
Colton's sitting at 18 years old making more money than him.
He made $2,500 for this week. He don't do it. He sits on the building. So, keep that up. He don't keep it. I'll see what might be there, so.
Right, on your calculators, grab your calculators and help me out. First thing with the percentage, 4%, how are we gonna change that to a decimal? What is 4% as a decimal?
Or 104.
0.04. So make sure all of these are percentages, so that's 0.04, what's 6% gonna be? 0.06, 0.08. We gotta do that before we can do any math with the percentage. We gotta change it to a decimal. So it says Irene sells appliances at Twin City Sales. She receives a graduate commission as shown in the chart. Her sales for the past month were $9,840. So she sold a total of $9,840 of appliances, whatever it is that she sells. For the first $1,000, so if you only sell up to $1,000, they give you 4% commission. That's what you get paid. If you sell more than $1,000, for the next $2,000, they give you 6%. And anything over $3,000, they give you 8% commission. So how are we gonna figure out how much she made for the first 1,000? What do you do with the commission and the $1,000?
You add it, well, the $1,000.
You times it. So just times here. So somebody help me out. 0.04 times 1,000.
It ain't much.
$40. So she made $40 on that first 1,000 that she sold. That's her commission. Now, what you gotta do next after that is you gotta stop and think, did she sell more than $1,000?
Yes.
Did she sell more than 1,000?
Yes.
Yeah. So did she go up through this next level? Yeah.
Maybe.
Did she sell more than 1,000 plus 2,000? What's 1,000 plus 2,000? 3,000. Did she sell more than that?
Yes.
So she's gonna make the whole amount that she can off of that next 2,000. So what's 0.06 times 2,000?
Number 12, it says change the fractions to decimals, and it's 1/2.
Change it to this.
But if I do what it says,
Pardon this interruption, with sophomores K through R, report to pictures, sophomores K through R.
if I'm doing what this says,
Divide it backwards. In your calculator, you punch in the top number first, divided by the bottom. What's 0.06
This-
times 2,000?
1.
in the book it does it wrong.
Listen to Mr. Ebersole. He is
But
right.
look, it's 6
He's a
divided
math
by
teacher
5.
Okay.
for a reason.
No, it's saying 6 divided into 5.
What? That's it, what I just said.
You said 6 divided by 5. That's backwards. So $120. So she's made $40, $120. Did she go past, how much total do we have here? Did she sell more than 3,000? So then it says for everything over 3,000, she makes 8%. Well, you gotta figure out how much more than 3,000 she sold. How are we gonna figure out? So we've taken care of the first 1,000, then the second 2,000. So we've taken care of a total of 3,000.
So we have 6,000.
How'd you come up with that?
840.
How'd you come up with that?
Can you take the 3,000, subtract that 9,000 that she sold?
Subtract 9,840, how much she sold, minus what they've already paid her for. They're not gonna pay her for that stuff again. Does that make sense? So they're not gonna pay her for that 3,000 again. So they still owe her money on how much of her sales?
6,840.
So now we're gonna take 6,840 times the 0.08. What's that give us?
547.20.
Anybody else get that?
That's crazy.
$547.20, is that right? Yes, no, maybe?
Sure. You want to start shaking your head? Yeah.
Yes.
I'll do it again. I'll do the other one too.
That doesn't seem like a lot for $3,000.
Yeah, I don't think.
What do we do with all those to get her total commission?
Add them all up.
Add them all up, so add those three up.
$707.20.
So that's her commission. Now again, when we talked about it last time,
Over the $3,000.
she might make a normal salary and then get paid commission on top of that. We don't know what the rest of her pay is, or if she does get paid more or anything. But we know that her commission is gonna be $707.20. I would guess that Irene probably makes a, hourly wage or something plus her commission, because $707 for a month probably is enough to live on. Think you can handle that, Peyton? Is that a yes? Mike is paid weekly and earns 4% straight commission. Just have your calculators out so you can calculate this. On sales of $5,000 or less. 5% on sales over $5,000. 1 week, Mike's total pay was $362. What were his sales for the week? So he's just making commission. That's it. He's not making anything else. Just commission. And he made $362. First thing you want to do, if it's $5,000 or less, he makes 4%. So we're just going to take $5,000 times, what's 4% as a decimal?
0.04.
Somebody multiply that for us.
200.
200? So $200 for, when he sells $5,000, he makes $200 in commission. Did he make more than that?
Yeah.
All right, how much more than that did he make?
$162.
All right, so we just subtract those two, right? So somewhere he got an extra $162. That's on what he sold over $5,000, right? So we need to figure out, he makes 5% on sales over 5,000. We need to figure out how much he made over that 5,000. So normally we would take the percentage times the sales, and that's going to give us the commission. This time, we don't know the sales. So if you don't know something, what do you let it be? X, question mark, I don't care what you use, right? You put something in there, X, some variable. A lot of people don't like variables, put a question mark in there, I don't care. The percentage, what percentage is it? So what do we change that to? 0.05, make sure you bump it 2 places. So 0.05 times X equals, how much commission is he making?
3.
How much was left?
160.
The 162, right?
Take it to 162 62 divided by that.
So you divide both sides, doing the algebra here, you divide both sides by 0.05. Whenever you're dividing something by a decimal like 0.05, what happens? What happens to the number? It gets bigger, right? Usually when you're dividing, the number gets smaller, but if you're dividing by something like 0.05, it's gonna get bigger. These cancel out, what's left? What is 162 divided by 0.05?
$3,240.
What's $3,240?
That's how much he sold.
Now, is that total? He sold $3,240 total?
No,
No, that's
Just went out
over,
62.
that's over the 5,000.
that's over the 5,000, right? So how much total did he sell?
8,240.
You add 3,240 to 5,000, and you get $8,240. And that's your answer here. That was his total sales for the week. This would be one of those problems in the book. It would say algebra or, what's the other word that this book uses? Challenge. It's one of those problems. It's a little tougher than just a straightforward.
It's not that bad.
Hot problem.
It's a hot problem.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Get out a clean sheet of paper, get your books open. We got about 15 minutes, a little more than 15 minutes. We can get 10 problems done. We can get 10 problems done in that 15 minutes. I'll cut off a whole bunch of the assignments. So the quicker you get a book out, and we can get started, better for you.
Teachers, excuse the interruption. I need the following students to come down and get their pictures taken. Brooklyn Buckley. Summer Doolin. Taryn Elam. Dylan Graves. Ethan Kosher. Casey Lewis. Caitlin Lewis. Skylar Mack. Eli Neese. Aline News. Ethan Oswald. Miranda Ott. Jackson Thacker. Nathaniel Tyree. Brady Thompson. Cameron Turner. Justin Turner. Kylie Vaughn. Delilah Wallace. Darius Talby. Jasmine Sturgill. Jackson Scott. Heavenly Standifer. Cooper Smith.
It's the one that Colton called Miss Water.
Caitlin Schweizer. Liam Zerwell. Dakota Wyan. And Aubriana Wilson. And Aaron Wilson. Come to the pictures at this time. Thank you.
Wait, what was the question?
What were the questions again? Somebody help set that out?
1 through 39, I think.
1 through 32.
Skip 17.
Skip 17.
We can do 17.
Wait, what were they?
1 through 32, they said.
You're just making your own problem.
Skip 17?
Yeah. Number 1. Sal makes 10% commission on the first $5,000 and 15 on anything over $5,000. What is his total commission on $15,000? So if it helps you, make that little chart like we did on the first one. If it doesn't, then just, we're just add them up. So for the first $5,000, what percentage does he make? 10%. So what's 10% as a decimal? 0.1.
Yep.
0.10, 0.1, somebody multiply that for us. $500. Is that his total commission?
No, it's just for the.
We're gonna plus that, ignore that stray mark going up through there. For everything over $5,000, he makes, what'd they tell us? 15%?
Yeah.
If he sold $15,000, how much over 5,000? 10,000 extra dollars? So we're gonna take that extra 10,000 times 0.15. What's that give us?
1,500.
Does everybody agree with that, 1,500?
Yeah, better. No one else is.
What do we do?
You had that 500 that you had from the first class.
So what do you get?
Two.
$2,000. That's our answer, that's his commission for his sales for, this person makes 5% commission on the first 2,000 and 8% on anything over 2,000. So does this person sell more than 2,000, looking at that problem? So they're gonna make the whole commission on the 2,000. What was it, 5%? So what's 5% as a decimal? 0.05, somebody multiply that for us. 100?
Yep, and then now we gotta do the 8% for the rest.
8% for the rest. Well, how much more than 2,000 did they sell?
Or 5,740.
Does everybody agree with that?
You guys need to wake up and start answering questions.
Then stop answering them.
No, 'cause then we won't get through all 10 questions.
What percentage did they make here? 0.08, good. Somebody multiply that for us. Say it again.
4, 5, 9, 2.
Now, what are we gonna do with that 0.2? What do I need on the end there?
Add that. Put a 0.
Add a 0, right? And we're gonna add those two together. 100 plus 459.20, what's that give us?
559.
559.20, good. That's our answer. Number 3, this one looks a little tougher. It's longer, more reading. Dabney, Washington is paid weekly commission, 3.5% of the sales of $7,500 or less, 5.5 on sales over $7,500. Last week, Dabney's commission was $822.40. What's his total commission? I'll tell you what. Number 3, write this on there. I'm gonna give it to you, so we can skip over, because that's one of the longer ones.
What is it, given?
Given.
No, just,
Just write given. I'm just giving you a free problem, Kylie. You want me to not do that? You want me to erase it?
don't do that.
I don't know how to feel about this.
What? Stop.
Number 4. Do this on number 4 also. Put given. Those are 2 of the harder problems. We'll skip over them so we can try to get through 10 problems. Number 5. Number 5 says use the table. And as I read through the table, it says the sales amount, 5% on the first 5,000, 8% on the next 10,000, 10% on anything over 15,000, then the total. So the first person, how much did the first person sell?
4,000.
4,000. What are we gonna times that by?
0.5. 0.05.
Somebody do that for us.
200.
200?
So A, 5A.
So that's A, is $200. B, what's B this time? How much did they sell over 5,000?
No.
Nothing, so what, how much more commission do they get?
Nothing.
200.
What's C? How much more commission do they get above the 10,000? Or 15,000, I think it is. Yeah, 15,000. 0 again. D, total, how are we gonna get to total?
Just
Add them all up,
$200.
$200.
That's easy.
person must have been lazy, right? They just sold 4,000 and said the heck with it,
Wait.
didn't feel like selling anymore.
What's the matter, you're supposed to name?
I thought we did do.
I, you said that seems to me right.
What's going here?
It's not that much, but how much you actually have.
So we're doing 6.
What do you mean, how much? So this is what they sold this much in sales, whatever it is they're selling, I don't know, maybe they're selling widgets. I don't know what they're selling. So they sold $4,000 worth of widgets. Well, the company's gonna pay them $200 in commission. So the more you sell, the more you make.
It's not that much.
Number 6, $8,000. Did they sell more than $5,000?
Yeah.
So we're gonna take the first $5,000, and again, we're gonna times it by 0.05. So the answer to letter A is $250, everybody agree with that? Then B, did they sell more than that this time? Yeah, they sold 8,000, how much more?
3,000.
So there's another 3,000,
Could be.
and for part B, 3,000 times, what's their percentage now? 0.08, 8%. Somebody multiply that for us. 240, that's the answer to B, $240. So we got 5,000, 8,000. For C, how much did they sell more than the 15,000? They didn't sell any, so they get paid 0 there.
D.
And D, we're gonna total up
240 plus 250 would be
490.
490.
This one, that one.
7, they sold quite a bit more, didn't they? So they sold 18,000. Are they gonna hit all the groups then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they sold 5,000, more than 5,000, so 5,000 times 0.05. Do we really need to do this again?
No, that's
It's right here, right?
50.
So if you sell more than $5,000, you know you make the 250, that's the answer to A.
And we know they made more than.
and then they did the whole thing.
They did the whole next 10,000, right? So we're gonna do 10,000 times,
Sorry for the interruption, Ms.
0.08.
Freshman, last name A through J, report to
What's
picture.
10,000 times
Freshman, last name
0.08?
A through J.
800.
800. Everybody agree with that? So $800 there.
C.
And C, that was B. Part C,
15,000.
they're at a total of 15,000 right now. Did they sell more than that?
Yeah, 3
How-
grand.
3,000 more than that. So we're gonna take the extra 3,000 and times it by, what's our percentage?
0.10.
0.10, 10%. What's that give us?
300.
So the answer to C is $300.
And total would be 1,350.
D, we're just totaling all those up. What'd you say it is?
1,350.
Anybody else get that?
Not for
1,350, is that right?
$15,000.
18,000.
Well, $18,000, you don't wanna get that much back, that's not very much.
Well, you gotta think about it. When you're making commission, they're paying you commission. Are they gonna give you all the profit? And then they wouldn't have a business, right? And when you're a business, you gotta pay, what are some things you gotta pay for if you own the business?
Tax.
Insurance.
You gotta pay all the taxes, you gotta pay insurance, you gotta pay for the building, rental, you gotta pay, for all of your employees, not just that one employee, and
But if you made $15,000,
Yeah.
would it be a lot of work to
It's not-
make that much money, get that much money? It
Yeah.
wasn't much work if you just made 15,000.
Alright, Mr. Davis, I'm ready. Great.
number 8.
So I'm gonna go home.
This time, 27,500. What do we know about part A? Do I even have to write it down?
250.
250.
800.
Did they make all that they could for part B?
Yeah.
So it's 800, is that what you're saying?
Yep.
B is.
And then they had,
And for part C,
Oh, shoot.
how much more than 15,000 did they sell?
12,500.
12,500?
Yep.
And we're gonna times that by 10% again?
Yep.
What's that give us?
C is 1,250.
So this person sold quite a bit, that means they're gonna make more money than the other people did? How much total?
2,300.
Anybody else get that? 2,300, yes, no, maybe?
Yes, made that. Good job.
Number 9, Mary Robertson sells tires at a large car service center. She earns 10% commission on the first 1,000, 15% on the next 2,000, 20% on the anything more than 3,000. Last week she sold $3,400 worth of tires. Did she surpass the first 1,000?
Yeah.
And how much? What percent did she make on that? 10%. So times 0.10, that's $100. So that's for the first 1,000. Did she sell the whole next 2,000? So we take a whole 2,000, we times it by what?
0.15.
0.15, 15%. What's that give us?
300. And she had,
Did she have more than $3,000 in sales?
yeah, she had.
How much more?
400.
400 extra dollars? And she made 20% on that, so 0.20. Is that right?
Yeah.
What's 400 times 0.20? 80?
80. $80.
What are we gonna do with all three of those?
Add them together.
So how much total commission did you make?
480.
My slide switched on me.
I'm glad I'm good at calculation.
$480. That's her commission. I'll tell you what I do, we're not gonna get through number 10, but,
What does it say 10?
You can skip, write this down on your paper, skip 15 through 17, I know I already had 17 on there, skip 15 through 17. And do number 11 through, what did we go up to?
32.
32. 11 through 31, just do the odd numbers.
11 through 31.
11 through 31, to finish out, just do the odd ones.
Okay, well. Good. There you go. You ready to go home, man? Well, I came from.
Off early.
Hey, I got back.